everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing very well. Today I'm going to show you what I eat on a daily basis. I do try and change it up a bit, but this is quite a staple in my house. I usually have oatmeal and I usually have a green juice. I have both of them as a breakfast and I don't have them simultaneously. I usually start off with the green juice and have my oatmeal a bit later, or then other way around, whichever you prefer. But I'm quickly going to show you exactly how I do it, so stay tuned. I'm going to start off with my green juice and I'm going to sip on that while I'm preparing my oatmeal. You're going to need a blender. I prefer using a NutriBullet and I use the bigger little container of the two that it usually comes with. I'm going to have a little bit of coconut yogurt. I once said on my Instagram that this is not necessary, but I've fallen in love with it. The Veggie Superfood mixture. It's basically like a green powder mix of Veggie Superfoods. It's really good. So you don't need that, but if you have something similar like spirulina or maybe even like a nice vegan protein or something, you can add that as a replacement. I have some cucumber, I have frozen mango, you can use any other like sweet-ish fruit. I have some ginger and I have half a lemon. And finally, some spinach. I'm going to start off by just adding my washed spinach to my NutriBullet bowl. This is about, I'd say, 60 to 70 grams of baby spinach, but you don't have to be precise. You can really play around with the different ratios and quantities, but just to give you an idea of how much I'm adding. Next up, I'm going to add my lemon juice. Remember to remove the pips. You don't want to add pips because it's just got a bit of a bitter taste and you don't want that. Okay, there we go. Juice of half a lemon. I already cut up some ginger. I've got this amount, but just to show you what it looks like before, I actually started cutting it, so I just peeled a small little bit. If you don't like ginger, then you should definitely add less, because this will definitely add quite a gingery taste to my mix, but I love it. So I'm not scared of ginger. I've got some frozen mango. I cut this up. I bought the whole mango, cut it up and just put it in the freezer, but you can buy pre-cut and frozen mango. It doesn't make a difference. It's probably just cheaper this way. And now for your cucumber. Because I store it in the fridge as is, you'll see that the front of the cucumber is like a little bit, I don't know, dried out. You definitely don't want that part inside of your smoothie. So what I'm going to do is I always just cut off, I'd say about 1 centimeter, 1/4 of an inch off my cucumber, and then I add about, I'd say this is about 1/3 of a cucumber to the actual smoothie. So I'm just going to remove the plastic, give this a rinse. And you don't really have to cut it up into small chunks because the blades usually cut through it quite easily. But just to try and fit everything in, I'm going to slice it up. Cool. So we've added our cucumber now. This is what it looks like at the moment. And then the coconut yogurt is also something nice that adds a bit of creaminess, but you can replace it with any plant-based milk. I just like the taste of it. It's not necessary. It doesn't really add that much nutritional value to your smoothie. I'm going to add about, I'd say, 2 heaped teaspoons of coconut yogurt. Because this is almost empty, let's just go for it. So I'd say this is about 2.5 tablespoons of coconut yogurt. There we go. And then finally, our Veggie Superfoods. You can add about 1 teaspoon of this. If you're adding vegan protein powder, it's probably going to create a thicker consistency, because this definitely doesn't add any thickness to, what am I doing? I want to put the blade inside of this. This doesn't add any thickness to the smoothie. So yeah, just be aware of that. And I'm going to add a bit of filtered water. Again, I'm not going to add too much because the cucumber is already quite watery, so we don't need that much water. You can in fact leave the water if you're adding quite a bit of cucumber. And there we go. Let's give it a blitz. This is so good. It really wakes me up. The taste of the ginger and the lemon and that fresh green flavor. It is so lovely in the morning. If you don't like the taste of veggies, this is probably not for you. You should rather just stick to the oatmeal. But I love this so much. So let's get cooking on the oatmeal.
The base ingredients for the oats that I usually use is oats, chia seeds, a bit of maple syrup, and then any plant-based milk. I usually use soya or then rice because rice is a bit sweeter, and I like adding a bit of berries or fruits or even cacao powder to my oats. But as an extra, some almond butter and something like linseeds or flax seeds, and maybe some nuts is also like a really great add-on. But I'm going to make use of all of these ingredients today.
Because I'm having a smoothie today, as well as the oatmeal, I'm going to lower the quantity of oatmeal that I'm going to be preparing. But a nice tip for you is to prepare double the amount of oatmeal the day that you're making it. It is super easy to just store in the fridge and take it out the next morning, quickly heat it up, and it is really a very quick breakfast. And to have extra cooked oatmeal in your fridge really just speeds up a morning if you have to be on the go. So I'm going to start off by measuring out my oats. The basic oat recipe is 1 part oats, 2 parts liquid. So I'm going to start by switching on my stove on a high heat. And whether you're cooking over an electric or gas stove, I would recommend you doing the same. So I'm going to make enough for today as well as tomorrow, and I'm cooking for 2. So I'm going to be adding 4 parts oats, and then obviously 8 scoops of soy milk. And because I'm adding quite a lot of extra ingredients that might thicken up my oats, I'm just going to add 1 to 2 parts water again. I'm now going to be adding some chia seeds. For this amount of oats, I'm probably going to be adding 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. But if you're making oats for only yourself, I'd say add about a teaspoon of chia seeds. The longer the chia seeds are cooking, the thicker they're going to become, and they're really going to grow in size. Chia seeds can become almost 10 times the size of the original seed.
I'm just going to stir the chia seeds in. And then once this starts to boil, I'm going to turn down the heat to a medium heat.
Also, I just want to add that I prefer using rolled oats over instant oats. The difference is if you actually have a look at the oats, you can see the grain is probably a little bit bigger than what instant oats is. Rolled oats does take a little bit longer to cook, but I don't mind that because you're getting a lot of extra fiber into your diet, and the more fiber you can get, the better. If you're eating a plant-based diet, you're already getting in quite a bit more fiber than a normal diet. Fiber is awesome for your digestive system, it's awesome for your gut, and it keeps you fuller for longer.
Okay, so it's boiling. I'm quickly going to turn down the heat. And when it's boiling, just continuously stir it because you don't want it to boil over. But as soon as you start turning it down, you will prevent it from boiling over as well. The oats is becoming really nice and thick, so I'm going to turn down the heat even more, maybe to a 2 out of 9. And I'm going to be adding my frozen berries so it can defrost inside of the oats. I'm going to try and give this a stir, but it did form quite a solid block at the bottom of the bag, so it's probably just going to take a while to defrost.
As my final step inside of the pot, I'm going to be adding my maple syrup. And for each serving size, I'm going to be adding 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And just for reference, I added 80 milliliters, also known as a third of a cup of oats for each serving. So I'm going to be adding 4 tablespoons of maple syrup. And this is probably less than actually a full tablespoon. It's probably a little bit less because I'm just using a normal tablespoon in the kitchen. But I don't like to be too precise. For you, for myself or for you, I just want to make cooking fun and easy. So don't be too specific with like measuring out everything to the last millimeter. Just go for it and have fun. Alright, so I've dished up my oatmeal, and as a final step I'm just going to be adding some seeds as well as some almond butter. It's not necessary, but it really just adds a little extra flavor and an extra little bit of fiber to the dish. I'm going to be adding about a teaspoon of linseeds and about a tablespoon, half a tablespoon of almond butter. And there you have it, a quick and easy plant-based breakfast for you. I hope you enjoy making it. Cheers guys!